Couples of Reddit, what are fun things you should do with your so at least once? Do something you both think you hate but have never actually tried. You know how I hate your sister. I shaved his face for him, not with a straight razor. I had to take it slow, and it was both incredibly funny and intimate to have to be that close and look at all the details of his face to make sure I didn't accidentally cut him at all. Yeah, no thanks. I don't want my girlfriend to realize I'm actually ugly. Another Redditor posted this as a suggestion on a similar AskReddit thread about a year ago. Not stealing karma, just had to share this one. So fun. Worm racing. My so and I tried it and have never laughed so hard. You put your head and torso inside a sleeping bag, your hands in your pockets and lie down on the floor on your stomach. Place your feet on the far wall of your house and race on your stomach, like a blind worm, without using hands across the house. Amazing. So that's how you play night crawlers. Staycation. Get a nice hotel or Airbnb for the night somewhere not too far away and go out together for a nice meal. Just the fact that you're not going back to your own home after makes it feel like a real luxury experience. Try to get somewhere with a nice bathtub. Nothing is better than taking a bath and drinking a bottle of wine with the person you love the most. There is something about watching TV in a hotel bed. Travel. That's when you really get to know someone. Especially road trips. Those can make or break a relationship. Take a day to learn one of their hobbies. I learned magic for him. He tried out painting for me. It's a good bonding experience and generates more activities you can do together regularly. Or, if you already have loads of common hobbies, learn a new one together. Almost the same. Tried playing some video games with my so recently. We hadn't had much success with Rocket League. I just don't have the technical skill set to make it fun. But we played this puzzle solving game where we could both play simultaneously and that was awesome. Put each other's genitals into each other's mouths. I recommend this becomes a ritual though. And if you're feeling kinky, try with both of you doing it at the same time. 10/10 would do again. Do something physical that requires cooperation. Tandem bike, double kayak, canoe for two. Anything that will force you to work together toward a common goal in a playful way. It's risky because if you're not good at it together it can be super frustrating. But if you do well, you'll both feel really smug about your awesome relationship. I'm a river guide, and we call double kayaks divorce boats. Play Overcooked. That's relationship making or breaking stuff. My husband and I lived in a small town for a while before we got married. There wasn't much to do. One day we went to the weird corner store there that sold random crap. It's a cross between a grocery store, a dollar store, and a garage sale. We found a 20-year-old shoehorn for sale there. That's how ridiculous I'm talking. Anyways, one day when we were bored we both went to the shop with the intention of buying each other the weirdest gifts. We each had a $10 limit and ran around the store like dorks avoiding each other to keep our finds a surprise. When we got home we presented our gifts one at a time. Things like a water gun, shells, a car garbage can, ramen noodles, a Roald Dahl novel, a plate, pudding. It was a lot of fun. In the shower, try to pass a bar of soap between butt cheeks to the other's butt cheeks, without dropping it. Husband and I tried something similar to this. Quickly found out a whole bar of soap can hide between his butt cheeks. I do love me some booty though, so it's all good. Mario Kart. No guarantee you'll still be a couple afterwards though. Just like Monopoly. Go to IKEA. It is the truest test of any romantic bond. We love going to IKEA. So many different things to build and buy. We like building them together too. He gets impressed with my ability to build things. Thank you directions and likes how bossy I get while we do it. He loves creating things with me. 10/10 IKEA is awesome with the right person. Roller skating. Even though my ass bone has PTSD, it was something fun we had never done before. Still smile years later thinking about it. I took my boyfriend once to the only skate rink in our area and we saw a guy get stabbed in the shoulder. Given the fact that there are police there almost 24/7 and it has new owners and there are gang things spray painted everywhere, I think we were asking for it. It used to be great though lol. Learn to dance. Not only is it good to know for when your friends are getting married, it's decent exercise, and moving in sync with your partner just feel really good. Being able to lead, or be led, with body language and movements instead of words is a skill that takes practice to get down. Plus, if you dance something like bachata or tango with your partner, it can get really sexually charged. Who doesn't want that? Spending at least a week apart. They say absence makes the heart grow fonder, and I don't know about that, but it can be really eye-opening to spend some time apart from your partner. Even if you still communicate regularly while you're apart, it gives each of you a chance to grow individually. I feel like it really strengthens the relationship. Also related, spend a week plus together. My so and I have been long distance since the start. At the beginning it was only weekends with the occasional long weekend. A week or more is a big change up to what we were used to. Try out fetishes. Even small stuff. Ask each other what they fantasize about, what sparks curiosity. Just have fun with it. BDSM has become a huge part of lifestyle and how I form intimacy between partners. And it all started because my partner wanted to tie me up once. It has made us much closer, even in the non-sexual parts of our relationship, increasing our transparency and ability to be vulnerable with each other. Oh, and amazing sex. Go on a pretend blind date. Pretend you don't know each other and act like it's your first date together. Pro tip: if you're married, make sure you take off your ring so you don't freak out your server if you go to a restaurant. Pro tip: if you're married, leave your ring on and pretend to be having an affair to mess with your server. Long drives. I'm talking 8-10 hours trips. Those have been some of my favorite moments together with my so. If you can handle being cooped up in a tiny metal box alone with a person for that long, and actually enjoy every second of it, you've found a keeper. Touch each other's butts. My wife and I have invented many games. 1. Supermarket secret agents. Pretend you are spies on a mission while grocery shopping. Rendezvous at the cereal aisle in T-30 seconds or the Russians will intercept the intel at the drop-off point. 2. Strip wrestling. Pretty much what it says on the tin. Wrestle with each other and try to get the other one out of their clothes. The trick is that any partially removed clothing has to stay where it is. If I get her shorts down by her ankles, she has to keep wrestling like that. If she hikes my bra on top of my head, I have to keep it there. This game always ends in sex and is very fun. 3. Kitchen the musical. Only to be played in the kitchen while cooking. One person is the lyricist composer, the other is the choreographer. The lyricist makes up a portion of verse of a song on the fly, then the choreographer puts moves to it. You keep going until you have a complete verse and chorus. Then the choreographer becomes the performer and has to stage the entire musical on their own. It is especially fun if your wife has the memory of a goldfish. Also make a list of fun things you'd like to do and see if there's anything you both have in common, then do that thing. I took my wife jet skiing along the Jurassic Coast a few weeks ago and it was amazing. We stopped halfway through and had a swim round Old Harry Rocks. Whatever you do, just keep laughing together. I assume number 2 really only works if you are both similar in size and strength. If I played that with my wife, it would be me stripping her naked. Now that I think about it, that sounds like a pretty great game. Carry out a contract killing. OMG yes, this so much. Build a fort around the TV. Order pizza. Grab some beers or whatever you want to drink and settle down for some movie show watching or video game playing. Yes, it's perfectly okay to build forts as an adult. As long as you don't have a wannabe acrobatic cat who will try to walk on the fort and then proceed to knock it the frick down. Go to your local ethnic grocery store, buy weird crap with labels you can't read, and go home and make a meal with it. This one can be combined with the first one. Make your own sushi at home. In addition to your standard sushi ingredients, try using common stuff you already have. Example, spicy crab with sour cream and onion chips is a great combination. Give your sushi rolls silly names. Go to an aquarium. The soft lighting makes it feel more romantic than the zoo, and it's less smelly. Bonus points if this means a road trip. Play a board or card game together. Recommendations are Carcassonne, Elder Signs, DC deck building game, and our favorite Star Elms. Have a drunken living room YouTube karaoke night. On a cold wintry or rainy day, order an obscene amount of Chinese food and have a terrible horror movie marathon. Think less Sharknado and more killer clowns from outer space. The first one isn't advised for people with food allergies. Take a shower together, get all soapy and rub your asses together. It's hilarious. He's over 1.5 feet taller than me. Our butts will never meet. Deal with a personal meltdown. Have a fight or be around for some form of adversity. Everybody seems to think the secret to having a healthy relationship with someone revolves around cool adventures and fun games with your partner. Well, those are great and all, but I can find a ton of people who want to get drunk and play strip Mario Kart in my pillow fort. It's not so easy to find people who will be there for you when your world gets turned upside down. This really goes both ways. If you have to be there to support your soul when they're anything but their normal, sane self, you'd better know what you're getting into, and the best way to find out what that's going to look like is to put yourself in that situation. My girlfriend and I have a bet dollar. We will pick anything where 2 outcomes are possible and we each pick a winner, and the prize is you get to have the bet dollar flipped to your side on the fridge. I know it sounds pointless, but it is actually quite fun. We have bet on everything from who is going to win a baseball game, to whether or not a lady at the restaurant was going to order meat or fish. Make love like slugs. I'm pretty sure I slime all over her back already. Chase the sky. Perhaps only doable if you have a car, but the sky was turning a beautiful shade of pink and we got in the car and followed where the color was brightest. When we found a spot we were satisfied with, we pulled over, got out of the car, and just watched the sunset. One of my favorite memories ever. Naked cuddles, no sex, no foreplay, kisses are allowed, and just chill in each other's arms while watching a movie or listening to music. Yeah, it's basic but it's still the best. Even if you are vanilla, some light bondage spice the things up. Something as simple as tying wrists can add all sorts of options. Play the food game. Pick a food. Let's say you start with banana. Your so has to say a food that's first letter starts with the last letter of the food you said. So from banana, you go to apple. From apple to egg. From egg to grapes. Just spent 3 hours doing this last night and I haven't had so much fun with my so in weeks. We spent 20 minutes debating if ice chips are different than ice and if either could be considered a food. Me and my fiancé like people watching. This evolved into a game called Frick or No Frick. We'd sit outside a bar, usually whilst on vacation, and watch the people, and when we saw someone attractive, we'd say frick. We'd also try and spot fricks for each other. We are not swingers BTW. We are not swingers yet BTW. FTFY. Pillow fight. If you have a Top Golf near you, go. It's way fun. I was pleasantly surprised. I just thought it was a 3-story driving range for rich people. It's like darts, bowling, target practice and golfing all in one. Once a month, my wife and I both have to come up with one new thing for the two of us to try. It can be anything, as long as it is something that we never have done together before. Anything from watching a new TV show, to taking a walk at a different park, to trying a restaurant, seeing a film, listen to new music, planted something in the garden, play new games, walk into a store we never have been to, etc. It doesn't take a lot of effort, but she and I really enjoy it. Take in good quality theater. My husband and I went to El Paso when a traveling Broadway group was doing Phantom this spring. It was an incredible experience. We dressed up, drove from Albuquerque, wandered around, got dinner, had our minds blown, then drove all the way home. Given the current suggestions, looks like I'll be writing a list about how we want to go hiking so we can drop acid in nature. And tie her to it. Scuba dive. Play any co-op video game. Portal 2 is great. Even when we had a long distance period it was even better. Execute Order 66. I'm 71. She's gone now, but at least twice a week we'd turn off the phones and TV. No distractions allowed. And just talk about anything on our minds that might be bothering us. No rules. No matter what. It was simple communication. It worked for us. I'd go for hiking. Went hiking near Itasca State Park this summer. A bear took my girlfriend. Best time of my life. 3 things. Go camping, in a tent, outside. No electronics, no spending time getting ready primping. That is, glamping is not the goal. No form of entertainment aside from the 2 of you. Go out on a boat, get in the water, spend the day swimming. Because when you spend a day focused on being together and not what you're going to look like when doing so, it's about appreciating each other, not how you look at all times. Spontaneously go to the airport on a Friday afternoon, with no luggage, and play departure board roulette. Essentially, close your eyes, have your partner spin you around 3 times and then place you in front of the departure board with your eyes closed. Put finger on board and that is your destination. The agreement should be that the first place you can afford and can return in time for work on Monday is the place you will go that night. Once you arrive, figure it out. Find a place to stay. Figure out how to get only what you need to enjoy your trip. Make that the adventure. Doesn't need to be a plane. Can be a boat, bus, train, etc. But do it. I knew my soul was the one for me when I agreed to go camping of my own volition. I loathe camping but somehow he usually makes it just about bearable. The most fun thing my spouse and I had ever done was get addicted to MMORPGs together. It was so bad that the night we got married we sat depressed in our hotel in Vegas no less, room that we couldn't log in. Sadly as time went on we couldn't find anything that was good to play anymore. Still waiting, but we made a lot of friends, which became our L1s, and had a blast together in game. Maybe someday we will dive back into something. I made the mistake of getting my girlfriend started on World of Warcraft. We went from seeing each other 3 times a week and sometimes more to once a week, maybe 2 in a good week, because she's now doing progression raiding and RBGs. I've created a monster, but there is a glimmer of hope. She didn't roll a rogue, meaning there's a shed of humanity remaining at least somewhere in her. Grapefruit BJ. You have been visited by the distinguished doggo of delicious delicacies. Comment tasty supper, pupper and be blessed with delectable dishes for the next decade. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day you magnificent people.